Okay, so this was definitely not in my first year. In my first year I did the limo tour, but now we're getting into some more advanced stuff. I'm sure you've seen it online. Maybe, well, we did the Ontario Real Estate Conference 2018. Depending on what time you're buying this course, maybe we've already done the 2019. Uh, but in between the two parts of this course where I was indoors and now I'm outdoors, before I hadn't done it, now I've done it. So I've done an entire real estate conference. I put this on. This was a limo tour on steroids. This is what this was. I'm not saying you can necessarily do this in your first year. You could, because you know what? It was similar to hosting any meetup where I put the right people. I was the middleman. The art of doing good business is being the middleman, and you found the expert on multifamily and you put him here and he spoke at the event, and then you found the expert on Airbnb and then they spoke at the event, and I was the moderator. But guess what? I got all the fame because I hosted the party. So this is something you guys could do. This event cost Matt McKeever and I $30,000 roughly, give or take a grand or so or two, and I believe we barely maybe squeezed out 30 grand. I don't even know what the final book said. We might have been down a grand, we might have been up a grand, but if we were down a grand, it's the best grand I ever spent, and that would have been $500 between me and Matt. I just put on a giant commercial, 2-day giant commercial. 250 people came out to this event. They paid anywhere from like $50 to $100 a ticket, depending on how they got their ticket. It was 60 days of hell of planning with my cell phone and my laptop. So like that's it. Like out of one of my rental properties where I put Matt McKeever in to stay. If you don't know who Matt McKeever is, check out his channel. He's my business partner. So yeah, we do this. We put on the conference. It's a great success. We got people flying in from Los Angeles, Louisiana. I think people drove from Chicago. People flying from Vancouver, Colorado or something, somewhere around there. And you know, this is insane. And we put this on in like 70, 80 days. Just did it. We just picked a date. What do I always say? Just pick a date. You're free to do a meetup group? Pick a date next Thursday and make it happen. We picked a date, May the 27th or something. Oh shit, it's May. Oh shit, it's May 10th. Oh shit, it's May 20th. And we made it happen. Like audio cost 8 grand. What we did was we got sponsors, and sponsors started paying, and the ticket sales, and a lot of our speakers were just speaking for free because like they wanted to teach their knowledge. So that's what we did. So like in the future we could have like made a lot more money, like monetizing some of the sponsors. Like if they sold one thing, we might get a percentage of it. We can do that. But we just kind of wanted the concept, and we were able to do it. We did OREC, Ontario Real Estate Conference. Now we know we can do it in our backyard. We're doing Vegas coming up, and depending on when you buy the course, maybe we've already done it, but maybe we haven't. So check the YouTube channel. It's going to be in the fall of 2018, and we're going to do it. Do we know how to do it? Hell no. We're just doing it. And like, this is the kind of attitude I want you guys going around with. Like, I don't know how to set this up. I don't know how to do a limo tour. I don't know how to do this. No, neither did I. And I just did it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're not getting shot at. It's not like you're in Afghanistan. Whatever. Just do it. Oh, well. Like, I lost a grand. Did I lose a grand? Or did I spend a grand on advertising? Best grand I spent this year on advertising. I think I've blown $200 on Facebook ads on a bad weekend, right? So yeah, we did this. And this was just such a great forum for a lot of investors and realtors and the public to speak and pass on information. And then what do you use these things for? Not just for the 250 people that show up. It's for the 2,500 people that were watching online and like following the YouTube channels and the Instagrams, being like, oh my God, that looked amazing. I can't wait to be there next year. So, okay. So at the end of the last video, I was saying the two girls in my office, Lindsay and Alexandra, were one time were out right before OREC. It was like the Friday night or the Thursday night before OREC, and they said, Jeff, we gotta admire you. Like, you're a brand new realtor, and like you're putting on like limo tours, and you're doing they were starting to feel that this conference was real. Like, I am putting on a conference. Like, they didn't really grasp what I was doing. Like, hey, you guys, we're doing a conference. We're doing a conference. Okay, Jeff's doing a conference. There's gonna be 6 chairs and him with a mic. No, 250 people, sponsors at the London Convention Center, like convention. Tons of moving parts. Like I said, California to here, and we're just really proud of you, Jeff. Like, brokerages wouldn't have the balls to do what you did, and I was like, it's pretty nice to hear you guys say that. Like, that's really cool, because like that's worth more than like even like the money or doing it. Like that was pretty nice, because like these are people that I'm mentoring now, and then I'm doing this. So yeah, like that's why like we do this, just to pass on this knowledge, and just so okay. So then at the end of OREC, they knew, one, I had a baby, like my wife. I didn't have a baby, and I'm busy with that. So I had the girls to help, and my brother, with a lot of my listings and my buyers. And then I got OREC, and OREC's just like literally from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. Like, me and McKeever were just like on the phones doing this. Damage control. I want to speak for 15 minutes. You only got me down for 10 minutes. Like, go fuck yourself. This and this. And then we're dealing with this all the time. And the girls were like, oh, Jeff's so busy with OREC. And at the end of OREC, I have like 7 listings or something stupid, like, that I have to list after the conference. And they're like, what the heck? Like, you like do these conferences and then you still have listings, and we're like being realtors, um, and not getting listings. And I'm like, if you guys just listen to me, be the brand, do stuff, get out there, shit comes back to you. Like, put it out there in the universe and it comes back. So that's what I was doing. Just at all times, like, that's what OREC was. A giant commercial. It was a big limo tour. It was a meetup group on steroids. Like, that's what it was, and I hosted it. And then they're like, we're thinking of selling. And if you're nervous about hosting that, I think I covered a few realtor talks at it, but for the most part I moderated and they talked, but I was the guy. And I was like, we got a great ensemble cast up here. Make sure you guys listen to them. They've been in the business for X years. They're from this city. They're the expert in Sarnia, Windsor, all these areas. So in the States, you'd be like, oh, they're the Texas expert. And I brought him in. Yeah, you brought him in, right? And he talks. You hosted the event. Okay, there's a lot of power in doing that. So there's something you guys can look to do in the future. Like I said, we're going to do the Vegas one. If you like, I don't know, what's a bad city? I won't go to bad cities. I only go to good cities. But if you want us to do a conference in your city and you're like serious and you're not just like, you do a conference in my city, like, you know, hook us up, hook me up. Like, New York would be a good one. Miami potentially, stuff like that. You know, Idaho, maybe not. I'm not sure. But because like ticket sales are tough. Because like what we like brute force sold the tickets all through social media, word of mouth. That's it. Like, so there was coupon codes. So that meant, like, if they used, I think if they used my last name, Weibo, they saved 25% or something. If they used McKeever, they saved 25%. I think out of all the tickets we sold, and it wasn't just me and McKeever, there was like 15 coupon codes. Out of all the tickets we sold, we probably sold 90%, maybe 95% with a coupon code. That meant every single person was connected to somebody in my network who bought a ticket. That meant not a lot of the public bought a ticket. Like, not, hey honey, look, there's a conference this weekend. Like, that didn't happen. It was all somebody knew somebody. So anyways, if we do Idaho, like, I don't, it'd be challenging to fill the seats until I gain my social media presence in Idaho, is what I'm saying. So something like New York, these big, that's what we're doing. Vegas, we're gonna do a lot of entrepreneur stuff there. You learn about the Shopifys and the Amazons and all that. I'm gonna bring these guys in. I'm gonna be the hub of that. I'm not the expert in that, but I'm gonna bring them together on that. Bonuses too, like, it doesn't have to be real estate. If you guys want to do meetup groups, if you love your Star Wars, do a Star Wars meetup group in Miami, and It doesn't have to be a conference. Just do a meetup. People probably love to get together and talk about that. And then they're gonna just say, "Oh yeah, my aunt wants to sell her house. Well, Bob's the mechanic, but Billy's the realtor." And they're gonna call you, Billy. So be prepared. So yeah, there's a little bit of a hacking of the meetups. Anyways, catch you guys in the next video.